Hi, it's Cash here again. Welcome back to my channel, Cloud Soldier. Today's topic is web app. So before we go to that, we can deploy app either to a physical infrastructure, or you can deploy to a virtual machine, or you can deploy to like in a container. So that's another topic we'll discuss. So what we are talking today, app service. As you know, that we need to have a physical infrastructure. This we need to create a VM, containers, and all for that we need to maintain, such as like patches, all the maintenance, what you reboot, restart, and all that. But so then then Azure came up with this service. So basically, in short term, we will use their infrastructure. So we don't have to worry about like creating and like machines and maintaining them and all that. So we use that infrastructure, which is like platform as a service. It's a PaaS service, we also call it. And so there are two elements part of it. One is we will create a web app. So in this web app, we will have the web server, depends on what platform we are using, such as Windows or Linux. And the second part of this is the app app service plan. So when somebody talk about app service plan, so just think of app service plan. ASP means uh, the infra provided by Azure. So in this example, if I show you where we are, yeah. So we have got just we have got this whole virtual network, and this, just pretend we call it app VMnet. So this is internet, a user coming in to access this application on this virtual machine. So this is, I'm talking about before PaaS service, like when you're doing manually things stuff. So we had to install this IIS server, then we access this via public IP and deploy the code and all that and make sure all running what we have done there. So like once we have this server, as you can see, um, once we have a web server, we can deploy our application code. Like that code can be a different language, could be .NET, PHP, VMs. So like I just mentioned before, there's other service which we can deploy a web application called web app service. Yeah. In this service, VM and the physical managed by the web server. Everything is managed by that. So this is like you can say is a managed service. Managed service means like Azure is responsible Here are the virtual machine and physical infrastructure is managed by you. So at the on top, so over here is all managed by us. So there is support for application based on like this these services provided by App Service, Azure Web Service. They support all these languages in their service. Uh, so this like in simple terms, so we do not have to provision these virtual machine or Internet Information Server or Nginx. The entire infra is managed by this server, and they are responsible for patching. Say for example, so if these above services like provided by from Microsoft and your code is not supported over there, so then the best option is that like you create your own infrastructure. Yeah. So in this case, so what we are going to do in this video is we'll create these web app services and app client services, and I can tell you what we're gonna do. Just let's move this away. So what we're gonna do. So first thing is that we will create a web app in Azure, and then we will create a lab in such a way that we will create a Windows VM, and in this Windows VM we will install Visual Studio, Microsoft Visual Studio. We will create a .NET project. We will debug locally. That means we should see this web page locally. Then what we'll do, we will publish this code to our web app. Yep. So this is that lab. We're gonna do it. Okay, let's start. So if I just go to my all resources, create a resource, and just this is called web app. So we create this web app. Let's create a new resource group. Just call it TLC resource group. Okay, and like you can see that we call it a name. Just call it TLC app. Should do. Yeah, that's fine. So it is accepted. And we need to select our runtime. So that means when this Azure will create this infrastructure, you need to have a platform for this application because we are going to be creating a .NET project in our Azure. So we will choose this runtime. So in our case, we will choose .NET 8. And it is in Windows infrastructure will be provided, and our region is UK South, and just leave it as default. You can also call your name if you want to. I just leave it for this testing purpose. And so yes, so these are pricing plans. So this is a free one. Shared infrastructure. Shared infrastructure means that somebody else will be sharing with it. Normally, nobody uses that is only for testing purpose. So what we'll do, we just use this say free one. So that means it will for 60 minutes per day we can use this website. So just telling you all that. So just for testing purpose, because we're gonna delete this anyway for cost saving. So for you guys should be all right. We do not need a okay. Just yeah, I tell you what, just use this for time being. Just I don't want to get in trouble or waste time. So we use standard S1. That is the infrastructure they'll provide is about 1.7 GB memory, one CPU, ACU. I think is for the databases, 100 total ACU. I'm not sure what's this mean at the moment. We'll come back on this one. So let's go to deployment. Continuous deployment. Just ignore that. Uh, enable public access. That's fine. And it will check the validation and say right. So application insight is like you can check the metrics if you're having trouble, people are complaining the website running slow, so you can check the logs and find troubleshoot. So at this stage we do not need it because it will cost money. So leave that. And tags you can put if you want to engineer, say call it cache and review create. So it give you a summary. So this is the infrastructure you're using. That's the cost, about 91 US dollar per month. And this is subscription resource group we created. The name of the app will be TLCLP, publish code, runtimes and .NET, and who created this me. So this is the app service plan. This is where the infrastructure is, and all this enables so we can create. So while this is creating, also what I'm going to do, just duplicate that and we create a, virtual machine. So this is where we're going to be deploying our Visual Studio and the .NET, and we'll create a .NET project. So create a resource, create virtual machine, click that, and we can use the same resource group, tlcrg, and call it, say, TLC VM01. We do not need availability zone. Just leave it infrastructure 64. Username, we call it Azure user, and give the password PASSE123 123 exclamation. Obviously, it's a Windows machine, so we need to have a port 33, sorry, 2389. Disk, leave it as default. Networking, it will create the virtual network for you. Uh, just click that in case when we delete it, we want to delete this IP address because it will cost money. And the network interface card, and we do the management. And so we next monitoring. We don't need boot diagnostic for now. Net advance and tags. Again, we can put our name. So engineer cache. Right, create. So it will check the validation again. So this is a pricing model. Actually, what basic check the what size did we check? All right, B1. Actually, this is a bit not good. So what I'll do, I'll check do a little bit better one DS1 V2. So because for this lab purposes, I want something quicker or faster machine. Networking, energy management, monitoring, advanced, fine. Let's see. So it will create. So let's create that. close that. We don't need this. So if we go to our, so it is deployment in progress. If you go back, uh, that's taking a bit while. So if I refresh it, still deploying in progress. Let come back when it's done. Right. For some reason, I don't understand why it's taking so long to load. So, but our machine is created. A virtual machine is what we'll do. So I just copy this and the public IP address and log on to this machine. So if I go back to my remote desktop and add a PC, actually I don't need this, delete that and add, just right copy paste. And for you guys, if you're using Windows machine, you can use remote desktop. Okay, add and just double click that. Go to Azure, user, assistant, continue. Okay, let this get it loaded properly. Right, so I'm back. So machine is launched. Just click yes, cancel that. Launch our Internet Explorer. I had to delete this deployment for some reason, and the app was not loading. So, we'll create again this web app. Just go back to virtual machine. So Microsoft Edge, storing start without data, confirm and continue, accept all the cookies, continue without, confirm and start browsing. Right. Uh, so if I go to google.com and we install, we have to search for Microsoft Visual Studio download community. So we need a community one, or we can go to say Studio Microsoft Visual Studio download. And if we go, yes, so we need a community. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this link in our description later on. So free download, click that. So this is Visual Studio and it is downloading here. So what it will do, it will install all the required, such as our framework, .NET and all that as required. And when this Visual Studio opens, it takes about like 5 to 10 minutes. And so if I open this file, so let's install this. It will launch shortly. Yeah, before you guys, I need to set a few things so that you, okay, continue. Yes, set up things, I don't mind. Installing, verifying. So let's come back when this is installed. Right, so in this one, what for this lab purpose, so we just install this ASP.NET and Azure deployment because we're going to be publishing from Azure, so we don't need Python. So you can use Python, Node.js, desktop development, mobile development, all you can do development here. Um, right? So if we click install, and it will start installing, start loader process. So we'll come back on this one. So what we do is, so that didn't work. So what we'll do, we create a new web app. So we'll use existing, actually just create a new one in case. So we call it TLC web app RG. Because if something goes wrong, I don't want to like mess mm, with my virtual machine. So we call it again, say TLC web app, or we can say just say, let's say cache app, or try what do you call it, my app, my app 1 2 3. I'm not sure why this is coming. Let's try because last time didn't come. TLC app. All right, let's try uncheck this. Let's see what happens. And we click runtime 8 and UK South. UK South and next deployment and continuous deployment enable, next networking fine, enable public access. We don't need application side, so we just leave it as it is. Next, just don't worry about tag this time. So our resource group is this, and our app name will be TLC app again, and create. Okay, let's see how it's getting on over here. So it's still installing. So let's come back after this when this is installed. Right. The problem was that, we were retrying so many times in the same region, and for that reason, the deployment was failing. So I changed the region from UK South to UK West because this is a free trial account, and that's why there's a policy which was stopping us to recreate web app creation in the same. So if I go to resource, now we can see that this is our app called web app. This is a resource group. So if we copy that or click that, we should be saying that web app running. You can see that. So this is uh, a website running by Azure. So what we need to do, we will create a .NET project in our Visual Studio and publish that code onto this infrastructure, and then we'll see what happens. Yeah. So if I go back again and show you something else, so also you can see this the UK West region, this time it worked, and exactly the same thing. So if I go back to my virtual machine, hopefully, yes, the Visual Studio installed. So if I go to create project, before I create project, let's create a folder. So directory where we creating this project first. So if I go to C, right click folder, just call it temp1. So we will use that for that. And if we go to, so we're gonna be using a .NET project, and so which is this one, Razor Pages, yeah. And we click next. What shall we call it? Just you can call it any name. Just leave it like this. Web application, or yeah, and select your directory where you're gonna keep it. So go to C and temp1. You can see that. Select folder and next. Uh, don't need for HTTPS. Uncheck that. Just ignore all that. So .NET 8 framework. This is the one we created our app. Create. Right, as you can see, the project is created. If we just let it load properly. So just pretend like you are a DevOps engineer and the developers give you code and you bring that code into Visual Studio and from here you can do changes and all that and the changes can deploy it to the production website which we'll do in our future labs. So you can see these are the pages here and all that. So let's do this, check if this is working locally. So let's play this button, or you can go to build, click build and build solution. So it will start building the solution. So it will create this page locally. Just wait for a few seconds. So we have just done the build by pressing the HTTPS button. So hopefully it should create a local page now. What's this getting here? Right, you see, web application one. So this is our local host. Now, just minimize that. So this is a virtual machine. So as you can see, this is not on the uh, like a web page. It's just a local page, and you can access it. But we need to publish this so anybody can in the world can access that. So what we do, this is all the statistics, analytics. So let's sign in. So let's sign in Microsoft account. Continue. Oops, what happened? Oh no, it's memory. That's why it doesn't matter. So let's sign in here. Continue. I think this is our virtual machine. Not enough memory, so just crashed out. But doesn't matter. We need to publish that. Let's see if it's caused memory issue. We will troubleshoot. You can see that the memory is going on top. So it's 100% use. So that's what failed. So let's say it doesn't matter. We'll troubleshoot this issue. DLC college at gmail.com. Password. Okay. Yes, yes, do that. So we are logging Visual Studio to our Microsoft account. So from this portal or this Visual Studio, we will publish this code, whatever we here, to our web app, the one we just created over here. So when we launch this, at the moment, you can see there's nothing here. So we will be seeing that DLC app like this one, the one we just saw before. Like this one, it's crashed just now, so I might really come back. Okay, so where are we? It's just waiting. I think the machine is slow. I should have used a bigger size, but let's see what happens. It's just taking its time. Let me come back when it's logged in. I tell you what, let's fix this. So what do? Just we go to our portal and go to our machine, virtual machine, and increase the memory and see the magic. So this is virtual machine. Just type in search because we are doing this live class. So I'm just troubleshooting while it is going. Size, right? And so let's choose uh, D2SU3. D2SV3. Resize it. Resize. So it's resizing. So hopefully it will kill this session. You see, shutting down this machine, it will create. So let's come back with that size increased. Right. Let's go and see. As we can see, this resize virtual machine, and right, just ignore that. So where are we? If we go to TLC virtual machine and virtual machine here, and what size we changed? We changed it to uh, D2SV3. Let's refresh that, hopefully. Yes, you can see that. D2SV3. Okay, now let's go quickly log on to this one. We'll start it. Just say, why did you restart? Just say min size increased. Click OK. So it's loading now. Quick, very fastest now. So while this will go to our Visual Studio again. See, you can see that how quick is now. Before was just like crawling like a snail. It is good the way you are learning that we are troubleshooting issues and same time, it's very easy to watch somebody's video because they do editing. So we're not doing editing, we're doing the live stuff. Yeah, let it load and we go back to our, so let's see. Right. So last we opened this. Let's open that. Okay. And should not take this time long to start our project. Application 1, preparing solution. Right. Okay. Just load it a little bit more. Right. If I click this just to run locally again to see the code is running fine, no issues. Let's see what happens. So it's going to start this build again. Debug any CPU, seeing any issues. Trust this, trust yes. Don't want this certificate. So now it's going to show all the statistics for your memory. See, memory is going, but it's not that bad. 26. So you can see that CPU good. We're not syncing, we got it. So we got this, our application. Perfect. So we done well. So go back to this. Let's see, are we right? So if we go to close that and Solution Explorer, click this button, and if you do right click and publish, actually before we do that, let's do some changes. So we go to our page and go to index CHTML or right. So let's just say welcome to uh, lesson Azure Web App by cache. So this will publish our website. So you do that and click save, save all. Let's stop this and run again. So locally should give you again, like says, welcome to cache, welcome to lesson Azure app, web app by cache. So let's see, it will build locally. Let's see, is it recording or not? Yes, it is recording. Right. Hey, welcome to lesson Azure web cache. So, but mm, bear in mind it's local. So minimize that. And we go to Solution Explorer and right click, and this time we say publish because we already logged on. So where are you publishing today? So remember we talked about you can publish on container, server, web server, but we're using Azure this time. Click next, and we are using Azure App Service. Click next. So because I'm logged in TLC College, so see it gave me my TLC app. So just to double check, so go to our uh, where is our where's it gone? Go to source group and TLC app RG. So this is our app. You can see that this is our web app. So at the moment you can see it is not just showing blank. So I want to push that code to here. So I'll select this and finish. And so it is creating a profile, like publishing a profile. So if I close this and click publish, so this will restart it. So it is pushing that. No, okay. Let's publish again. Yes, publishing to build started. See, it is from our local folder bin release .NET application 4 is going our um, uh, to our app service. So it's just still doing it. Hey, see? So if I go back, so installation of web extension site still in progress. If I go back in, if say refresh, hey, say TLC app Azure app. So can you also, Rabia, type this in your browser and see getting this welcome to lesson Azure Web App by Cache? Yeah, go for it and tell me the good news. So hopefully it will work. So coming back to the lesson again. So what we have done, we created a web app in Azure. We had some issues. The issues because we had a free trial, so it was not allowing us to create into UK South. So what we did, we used UK West. Then we created a virtual machine, installed Visual Studio. We created a .NET project. We created, we ran the build locally to see the web page. Then we published this code to our web page. I hope this is informative for you guys, and you might have learned so how to deploy your code to web app service. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Thank you.